So I forgot to bring my GoPro yesterday, so I didn't get to film kind of the progress that I made. Today's Tuesday, so yesterday I kept on stacking materials, got quite a bit, and just started really cutting into the interior and made it all the way down this aisle, and I just got a little bit left to go. And I think this morning I'm actually going to start on those deck boards over there and try to get a load over. But yeah, this whole area is almost done. So I just have this wall that's bordering the shipping containers. I'm either going to have to like pull the full wall assembly out so that I can get access to the screws, or just have to wait until they move these, but that might be a while, so it might be better for me to just kind of yank the wall assembly out in order to get access to that stuff. I made some more progress on this ramp over here. It's almost pretty much done, so that'll be nice when that's out of here. And yeah, we'll knock it out. We had some pretty crazy thunderstorms yesterday, so today, you know, it's kind of just playing it by ear. Kind of do as much work as I can, and it starts raining pretty heavy. Just have to take a break, and so we'll kind of do that off and on, just working and stopping, just depending on the rain. And yeah, making progress, but let's get to work. Okay, so it's Wednesday, and just had some crazy weather this whole week. You know, I think there was a tornado watch yesterday, so I got out of here right at the right time before it started coming down pretty good. You can see everything on the wood. The deck is just completely soaked. But yeah, so yesterday got pretty far in this section, getting these deck boards out. Got another pile forming, got a couple more there, and just knocking things out. I did a little bit more over there in that corner before making the call to start packing things up before the weather took a turn. So I'm probably going to try to take these boards up so it's, you know, these guys are gone, and then load them up. This will be kind of a staging area for now, and then eventually, as this stuff is going, probably stage stuff right here so that I can back the trailer right up to the deck, and that'll be kind of the end of the main deck. And I'm getting there. It's been a process, but it's really nice to kind of, when you're not necessarily on the home stretch just yet, but I think it's hard to say with this framing how long that's going to take, but you know. And then this will be the final, obviously the final thing that I do is this ramp. But it's you know, it's just good to be making progress on a very large scale dismantling project. So I'm happy about that. And let's see, took one large bunch of materials. So I kind of cleared a lot of this stuff is kind of cleared out. Got some more fencing to take, and all these boards I got to de-screw before I take those guys, and started, you know, clean up this area here. And this fencing is a little bit interesting because there's a couple connecting screws that I think are on that side. Of course, I can't get to them because of the shipping container. So I might just have to take a Sawzall to it and just cut them. Can get that out of the way, and then I'll have full access to all the screws that are underneath it for these boards there and that board there. Yeah, then just kind of cleaning things up as I go. So got my stacks of lumber ready for transport. And yeah, so I made some progress through this section, and a couple more boards to go there, and then start tackling going that way. And I'm still debating on how to tackle this outside wall. This might be one of those things I might have to leave until they move the shipping containers, and maybe it's just one of those things that I just come back and say, hey, we can't get to that stuff until those guys are gone. So I'll just, let me know when they're gone, and I'll come back and finish things up. But if I can get everything else besides the outside walls that border the shipping containers, that would be obviously most of the material, and I would be happy with that. I think they'd be happy with that, and they would, understand that, okay, as soon as those are gone, then he can finish. So last work day of the week for me on this, and then I gotta shift gears into my other stuff that I do with the city. So let's get to work. Gonna be running the body cam a little bit. I don't know why I haven't really utilized it, but since I've mostly been taking footage either at the beginning or the end of a work day, and I guess I could have brought my tripod and set up some shots like that, but still have plenty of stuff to do, so still leaves some opportunity to get some different types of shots instead of just kind of recapping how things are going. Show a little bit of the process of what I'm actually doing. All right. Big part of this whole process has been, some of these screws that were sunk pretty far in, you can't even see how they're sunk. A lot of them were sunk at different angles, and when they're sunk so deep that you can't see the head, it makes it a little bit interesting as you're trying to pull them up. And a lot of times you have to move it around to kind of figure out where things are at before you strip the heads. And definitely need an impact driver for this stuff. A regular drill just isn't gonna cut it. Okay. Yeah, just like that. That guy is in there pretty good. That's probably going to be one of those things that I have to use the crowbar for. And see, like, even just right here, you can't even see that there's a screw there. You just have to know that there is one there. Very few places that there's a very few places that there's a pilot hole and no screw. So you just have to assume that wherever a screw should be, there's probably one there, even if you can't see it. All right. Let's see, there's one more that I didn't get out. It's this one. A couple more. That's it. Yeah, that's the one I'm gonna have to use my crowbar on. Okay, let's try this out. There we go. And there you have it. And what's so crazy about this lumber, I mean, this is pressure treated, lumber. I think it's 1.25 inches by 6. And you can see the difference. I mean, the boards that have been up, sun, rain, all that, and the underbelly looks brand new. And depending on what this gets used for, I'm just going to install it like this side up, and you got pre-drilled pilot holes, so it doesn't matter what the underside looks like. Pulling up things that took out some of the material, this will be surface up eventually. And maybe apart from sanding, you got some quality lumber that would cost in this day and age just a lot of money compared to what it costs when they built this 3 years ago. Yeah, so I'm just gonna get to work. Maybe I'll get some more shots on the body cam and just knock things out. Got the downtown skyline just off in the distance over there. And my drizzle, some point, but typically what happens is weather's a little bit calm in the mornings, and then things start to heat up. Sometimes you get a little bit of sun, and then the thunderstorms start rolling in the afternoon and evening. So that seems to be the standard cycle, as in like a lot of places in the Southwest where you get those afternoon thunderstorms. So we'll see what we got going today. Gotta keep working and get as much done until they come through. That's a serious bolt. And there's a little bit of, looks like they use some kind of quick sealant or I don't think it's construction adhesive, because those bolts wouldn't be able to come out. But it is some kind of quick fill or something. Yeah, I don't think that's gonna come out. Get a longer one. Okay, let's try that again. Let's see if I can get this seated. Then attach the drill. Right there. Go. All right. How about that? That's crazy. Now, one of the things that I've noticed is, as you're deconstructing something, you really learn and understand how someone put something together. And, I was pretty sure I freed most of these bolts on this. And they actually just drilled with regular screws right into the, it's not even concrete, this is like asphalt. And obviously that's not really holding anything, just kind of keeping it in place. But of course, hit it with a hammer, it's still not budging, so you know that they tied it in behind here. And here you can kind of see there's screws there, basically tying in to each one, so you kind of understand, like, oh, that's where it's, before you can even see them, you kind of know how they built it. And you're like, okay, first I gotta take these deck boards up so that I can access those screws to take those supports off. But it's just one of those things that you kind of learn to kind of recognize and kind of anticipate. And you really do have to just take it apart the way they constructed it, or else you're just going to be either ruining material or having to use the Sawzall and go through a bunch of metal blades, just trying to cut all these fasteners. So that's just the best way to do it. Take it apart. I mean, that's if you're trying to save whatever material is there. You gotta take it apart the way they built it. Go creative ways of bringing this wall out. I mean, I could always just attach a tow strap to a vehicle and just pull it out, but it'd probably like rip this whole thing out. So I'm just gonna put a little bit of pressure. Let's see what I can do. There we go. Well, that definitely pulled it out a little bit. Okay, so we got some clouds moving in. It's not gonna rain anytime soon, but I'm kind of slowly finishing some things up. And yeah, knocked out quite a bit today. This whole ramp is all gone. Swept everything up, cleaned it up, started even working on this wall. Was able to kind of pull it out. That corner is going to be maybe a little bit difficult, but we'll kind of get there when I get there. And just kind of been cleaning, pulled this whole wall out, took it apart. So it's the first time this has been exposed for probably 3 years. And this section of the wall kind of just collapsed on itself, and it'll be easy to kind of take that apart. And it's probably going to be a little bit similar, doing the other sections, just basically having to pull them away from the shipping containers in order to get to them. We'll see how that goes, but I'm kind of wrapping things up. I just, I try to leave a clean job site, even if you're not even done. I always feel better about, cleaning up the work that you did during the day, so that next time you come back, I mean, besides that, but the next time you come back, it's all clean and you don't have just a ton of just construction debris all over the place. Got quite a bit of blocking and screws and stuff, so I'm gonna load this stuff up. I'm probably gonna take one load of some material over. I think we're kind of getting close to about 4 p.m. So it's a good time to kind of wrap things up, just because it's going to take time to load stuff up, get over there, and offload it. So yeah, overall I feel pretty good about all the progress this week. I mean, there's still a decent amount to do, but I feel real good where I'm at. Especially, mostly just being a one man crew. You gotta kind of take it day by day and kind of just keep working, because this is a ton of stuff for one person. And a lot of times, as soon as you get into it and you realize, what did I get myself into, what did I sign up for, and there's no reinforcements, it's either do or die, and it's on you. That's when you just got to show up and get to work. And so I feel good. All this decking is, to this part, is all done, and we just have this section that's left, and then the final ramp. So I feel good about that. We'll see next week how this section goes. I think the nice thing is, like over there on that section, that went a lot further, a lot faster than I think I might have anticipated. As soon as you get the deck boards up, you're just, as long as you tackle where the hangers are, that's mostly what's holding up these supports. And so I'm hoping that goes pretty quickly. Sometimes you have to, takes a little bit of time just going through with the bracing in the middle. But that section seemed to go pretty fast, as far as I was, expecting. So yeah, so we'll kind of just clean stuff up, take some stuff over, rest up the next couple days, and get ready to do, three more solid days of work next week. And in terms of timeline, today's, I think, I don't know, May 20th, 21st, something like that. And so, we'll see if I can get to June. I mean, I think it's going to be at least maybe the first or second week of June, maybe. That's still my goal, because I just would really like to be able to wrap this up so that I can get back over to the garden site and go back to kind of maintaining that space, and then also just starting to plan to use all this material. I've got the pergola build over there, and hopefully those brackets can get ordered so that I can finish that, because that's probably been about a solid 4 weeks that I don't really know what's going on there. But hopefully we can get that stuff so that I can finish working on that. And nice thing about doing this is there's a start and there's a beginning. It's not like I'm going to be doing this every day. Going forward, there's obviously a start and a beginning. So that's kind of how you have to kind of continue to motivate yourself to keep putting in some solid days of work, because eventually it'll be done, and all the labor will be worth it, and you'll have all this awesome material to turn into some pretty cool things on the Carver site. So I'm optimistic. I feel good when I put in a solid day's work and you can see the progress. It's always a good feeling. And so it's time to clean things up, wrap things up, and load some stuff up and take off for the day. And we'll be back next week.